In this lesson, we're going to look at input. So input that is information that we're getting from the user. At this point, it's through the keyboard, but we could also have input from a touch screen, from a mouse, scanning something in, but we're predominantly going to work with a keyboard. So we use the input command, and we can use it with or without a prompt. So here we've got name equals input. This works, but it's extremely unfriendly. And then we can print hello plus name. We can use input with an argument. This is way more user-friendly. Input what's your name, then it'll give us output. And then we can also work with different data types. By default, anything that comes in through the keyboard comes in as a string. So if we want to bring in something numeric, we're going to have to convert it from a string to a number. And we can do that as well by something called casting. So we have int converts our string or to an integer, and then age will be saved to that. Notice I'm replacing the value in age. We can typecast to a float, we can typecast to an int. Now this has a typo. Length times the width should be in there. So we have converted to floats here. So we're doing our input length, input width, and we get our float. We can also concatenate things. So we're doing the string concatenation here, which works slightly different than having a comma. This, when you concatenate, it doesn't give you a blank space by default. We also have our replication operator. So we're creating 50 of those, and we can convert numbers to strings, which we would to output. You don't need to do that if you're using the F string. So let's take a look at the code. All right, let's look at some basic input. So if we do it like this, it works, but it's not friendly. So here we just have this blank screen. We have to know what to put in. And so that's saved in there, but it doesn't tell us, and that's not good. So you want to do something like so now if I have them enter their age, if I want to do something with it, I need to convert it to an integer or a float. And I can do that by putting the int surrounding this. That'll make it where it's a number that I can use. I'm going to use my F string. So I'm having it use the variables, and then we can add to it. So let's take a look. So I'm going to put in my name. Now you'll notice here I should have had a space here, or even a colon space. Should have done the same thing on entering your age. But the output looks okay. So you want to make sure you always run, test, and fix those things before you hand them in, because you will lose points for not having it formatted cleanly. And so that is a real simple demo of input.